Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Philip, I'm also known as PS or PS Enough, and today we're going to talk about book reviews and especially this book, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This is a new version from Vintage. They've been doing a series of different classics. You can see here on the counter cover. They've been doing a few different classics with this little scheme that you can put this thing in front and scroll it a little bit, and you see different images forming up from the space image. So a bit of old school stereoscopic kind of look thing. Anyways, the book Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's a classic in science fiction. I hadn't read it before, so I decided to give it a go. It was pretty okay. It was pretty decent. I liked the overall utopic landscape that was described on the book. The thing about birth being controlled, the need to stabilize civilization in some sort, and the downsides from that, the things that you need to let go of to be able to consolidate that kind of civilization. So it's mostly nice reflective piece on where the current civilization can go, the perils that it entails, the kind of control structure that needs to be in place to keep hold of that. And there are a lot of small details in it that make the book really interesting. The way they come up with new science in the book to explain the whole in vitro process for the babies being created that fuel the society, and this society is divided in different classes, where the higher class are babies derived from single embryos, and lower classes are like decanted versions of babies that, since they were subdivided the cells in vitro, the babies end up being born and then also conditioned to have lower intelligence, so they're more used for manual labor. And there are several different stratifications of this class system, and everything seems to be working very well for everyone, and everyone is happy, and they are conditioned to be happy and to accept death as part of life, and to experience sex freely and openly. So it's a very different contrast version to what we have in our current life. That's the bottom line of what makes this book interesting, is to make you reflect on all these kind of different things and where you see your society currently going towards, and what it actually can be, what you think it should be, why it should be like that. And this book makes you reflect a lot on those topics. It's very well written, has a lot of small details that I really liked, like the use of certain words that were just culturally established in the world of the book, and they're really used, and that helps you really get into the vibe of what that society, how they work, how they see things. So yeah, very interesting read. Highly recommend it. The storyline takes some twists in the middle. It's not just about explaining the society. There's an actual story in there where they find these. There's this savage outland where some people still live freely according to the old ways, and some of the new person in the civilization ends up getting lost there, and they have a baby, which is something that is unheard of, having a baby naturally in the new civilization. And they try to do some sort of experiments on how well these uh, savage developed people will fit in the current civilization. Of course, the results are not very it doesn't end well. So don't want to give any big spoilers on the book, but it's a pretty interesting read. I really liked it. I think it's worth reading, especially if you like to reflect on civilization, the way we are doing things, how we are doing things. It talks about the importance of art, of science, of technology, what they consider civilization, which is pretty much technology to control the masses in this case. The use of drugs, both recreational and as an escape to be controlled, not only escape from your own reality, which is pretty much what all the drugs are nowadays, is an escape of a reality that you don't want to deal with. In this book, soma is used as antidepressive of sorts. Like if you need a little pick me up, you take a little bit of soma. If you're feeling very depressed, you take a larger amount of soma. Then everyone is happy. That's pretty much the concept, and you can really connect it with the way that current society is going towards, where whenever you have some sort of problem, you are prescribed some drug to fix everything, instead of you reflecting on your own problems and why you're feeling like you're feeling, and figuring out what you should do to deal with it, to either purge it out of your system or confront it, depending on the kind of issue that you're dealing with. So, yeah, a lot of interesting parallelisms. I really enjoyed the read. I only gave it 4 stars out of 5. I don't really know why. I was expecting it to be a bit more, maybe. I don't know. It didn't feel like it hit the peak for me. I think it could have been better. Maybe I tried to force it a little bit. The read, it was part of this reading project, and I was in the middle of another book, so it felt like I was forcing the read too much, and that's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have enjoyed if I hadn't read it as forced as I did. But it was still a nice read. I mean, it was insightful. It made me think about things, reflect about some things. But I think if I would have read it in another frame of mind, I would have had more patience to reflect on these things, and would probably have taken more out of the book than I did by rushing the read a bit, like I had to do. So yeah, but I recommend the read Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's a classic. This version also includes some introduction by Margaret Atwood, famous for The Handmaid's Tale, and David Bradshaw, which I must confess I don't know who he is. Um, I didn't actually read those introductions. I typically don't like reading them unless I already know the book, and I didn't know the book, so I just decided to skip them. I might go back and read them now. But yeah, that's all I had to say about this book. Hope you guys check it out. Let me know your comments below. If you like the book, if you don't like the book, if you have heard of it before, if you like this edition, all that jazz. Don't forget to like, subscribe, donate a kidney. See you next video. Bye bye. Take care.